Just take a step forward. We're going to activate that word. Shekorabashata. Come on in the river. Come on in there. Go not leave. Father, in the name of, in your name, Father, I decree and declare over your people right now. And I activate this covenant agreement on behalf of the confession of their mouth. Let it be a seal. Let it be a seal. Robashete. That when the enemy comes, the standard in covenant agreement. You guys come on up. Yes, be activated. I said it Friday night, I'm going to say it again. God, hear me. God says what he means. And God means what he says. I don't know what your true experience has been in your Christian walk, but as of today, it shall never be the same. We've been talking about this is the year to manifest, but right now, the Bible says it this way. I don't know what we look like. All I know is that when I see him, I shall be transformed to be like him. The challenge we said the other day was some of you guys that have been really beating yourself up because you want to do right and evil is always with you. Or you want to do this and you don't do what you should do, but you do what you shouldn't do. Yeah, we all been there. Got the shirt, but we cashed it in for a new shirt. You will never transform into his likeness until you're able to see him face to face. Oh, come on. It is him, it is his spirit that allows it. It is his spirit that brings the great reveal. All you got to do is position yourself and be a willing vessel. But we serve an all-powerful God. He's all-powerful. He's omnipotent. He's omniscient. He's everywhere at the same time. He knows everything. So there is nothing in your little beautiful head that he doesn't already know. There's nothing in your life that he doesn't have the power. And he's everywhere. He's with you. He's with me. He's over in China. He's over in North Korea. He's everywhere at the same time, simultaneously dealing with each and every one. If we all said something, he would catch it at the same time and give out an answer to everyone that is distinctly ours. That's That's the kind of God we serve. And guess what? You can tap into that same power. Mama, if you need to sit down, you can sit down. Are you gathering what? Our heart this morning is that we would transform into the power that God has placed in us. All right. Just quickly, just stand right there because we don't want to break the flow. And it came to pass. After these things, God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, behold, here I am. This is in Genesis 22. And he said, take your son, thy only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get into the land that I will show you, Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains in which I will tell thee. This morning, heaven is tempting you. Not like the temptation that we identify with as doing something. But if you really look at the word temptation, it really pushes you into. So even Jesus himself was led into the wilderness for an experience that he needed to work out. In our passage today, Abraham was waiting for his son Isaac for a long, long time. And God said, yo, get your son. And I want you to offer him up for a burnt offering. Today, whatever has been pressing you in your mind, has been consuming your mind for whatever reason, the word of the Lord said that that's going to be the burnt offering today. And so Abraham, he took two of his little disciples, so to speak, and his son, and they went. And after 3 days, he lifted up his eyes and he saw the place. I prophesy to you today that within the next 3 days, you're going to open up your eyes, you're going to lift up your eyes, and you're going to see the place that God has called you to in order to fulfill that which you have requested of him. It's going to require a sacrifice. But first, you're going to have to obey. There's a thing they say, greater the sacrifice, what? Greater the reward. Well, all I know is when you obey God, and so he took his son and they left. But before he departed, he told them, hey, David, I'm getting ready to take my son Isaac. We're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to worship. But we are going to be back. We are going to be back. Abraham never wavered, never second guessed, never came up with his own way, his own agenda. Well, I would do it this way, God. I would do it that way, God. Some of you guys, God's trying to bless you, but you're so busy trying to tell him how you would do it. This is the way you... And Abraham, he took the wood and he prepared the sacrifice. And he took his son. He said, don't worry about it. God will provide a sacrifice. And he laid him there. And he was about to step into obedience and the sacrifice. And all of a sudden he heard. Actually, it didn't go like that. The ram was like this. Okay. I'll sacrifice. Okay. I was just trying to chill out a little bit. The ram was in the bush. And he said, in the thicket. He was chilling out. He was kind of thinking like, better thee than me, Isaac. But how many know God says what he means and means what he says? And if God says a thing, he is not a man like a man that he should lie and or repent. If he said it, he shall perform it. So whatever God told you, you need to hang on to that without a shadow of a doubt. If you got to rehearse it over and over and over again, because it's just a matter of time. But here's the deal. If Abraham was making a lot of noise, a lot of complaining, a lot of fussing, guess what he would not have heard? The ram. Some of you guys are just making too much noise, trying to figure it out yourself, when you just need to be quiet, be still, and know that he is God. Because the miraculous doesn't always come with a lot of noise. Come on, Dion. Roba Shete.
Before I became a Christian, I always wondered, how could Abraham offer up his son? I couldn't do it. But I read in the book of Hebrews chapter 11, it says, by faith Abraham, when he was tested, offered up Isaac, and he who had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said, in Isaac your seed shall be called, concluding that God was able to raise him up even from the dead, from which he also received him in a figurative sense. So Abraham knew that even if he killed his son and sacrificed him to God, that God was going to raise him up because he had given him a promise. Amen.
It's by faith. Faith is the key. Faith is the substance. Can I tell you, faith is Jesus? See, Jesus stands in the gap to that which he has spoken shows up. So you're never in the situation that you're not in control. When I say in control, I mean it's all good. No matter what it looks like. So